E per cominciare to start this webinar, I leave the floor to Luca Biferale, Scientific Attaché of the Italian Embassy here in Paris. Luca, the floor is yours.
Grazie Paolo, thank you very much. Bienvenue à tous, bienvenue à toutes. Benvenuti. We decided to speak in English, so I will continue in English. It's a great pleasure for me to be here with you today. Thank you for the invitation. It's a great honor to introduce this day. I am the Attaché Scientifique at the Italian Embassy in Paris. And first of all, it's a great pleasure for me to convey you the warmest greetings from the Ambassador of Italy, Madame Teresa Castaldo. Unfortunately, she could not be with us today because of another commitment, but she asked me to stress the dedication of our embassy and of all our consulates, indeed, in the country to promote and support the excellence of Italian universities in France. She told me, indeed, that she is convinced there is no better way to create a common European area than fostering brain circulation and cultural contamination. Indeed, I mean, from my side, what I can add is that I remain at the service of all of you. I mean, the French students, the French schools, the Italian universities, to remove barriers among our countries. And let me also add that, I mean, it's a great pleasure to thank the organizers of these 4 days, Paolo and his team, and the network of the Italian consulates that have allowed this event to happen despite of these difficult times. Let me just add two short words more. I mean, for me, it's somehow difficult to summarize the beauties and the potentialities of studying in Italy. I'm sure that representatives of each university will do their best to show you what I mean today. Nevertheless, let me say that, I mean, as a former Italian researcher and teacher, with some experience also working here in France, I can tell you that indeed the quality of Italian teaching and research and the exceptional level of the Italian courses is indeed, proven every day and everywhere, not only in Italy, but also here in France, or as well as in Germany, in the UK, in the US, and in many other places. And it is proven by the thousands of Italian teachers and researchers that are working in the most important universities, in the Grande École, in the research centers here in France, in this country. And I mean, and these teachers, these Italian teachers and the researchers have all been formed in Italy. And indeed, many of them have studied in the university that will be presented to you today in the coming days. I mean, so what can I say more? I mean, for those of you that will be convinced by us and will come to study chez nous in Italy, I think you will do a great decision. Well done, and congratulations. And it could be even in some sense the best and the shortest path to get a position in a French university in your near future, as the Italian researchers working here witness to us. Of course, I mean, for those of you that will not be convinced, I mean, I cannot hope that all of you will come to Italy, but I mean, nevertheless, I mean, do not worry. You will nevertheless be exposed to Italian teachers and to Italian culture here in France. So, I mean, bon courage, bonne soirée, and I remain at your disposal, and I leave now the floor to the Consul of Italy in Paris, Irene Castagnoli. Irene, please.
Thank you very much, Luca. It's a pleasure to see you, and bienvenue à tous de ma part aussi. I'm very glad to have this chance to introduce myself. I'm Irene Castagnoli, the Consul General of Italy in Paris since a few months. And I have to start by saying that I'm very sorry, because I know that the past edition of this incredible event was hosted in this consulate. So I'm very sorry not to have you here with me. But since in this period we have to look more than ever at the bright side of things, I am very happy to see that this virtual setting allowed us to have such a great number of participants, and to be able to be linked with a variety of different realities, including our other colleagues in the consular net in France. So of this I am very happy, even if I hope to be able to host you again in the near future. So let me thank, first of all, CAP, the Coordinamento Associazione Professionisti Italiani, which is an amazing reality of a net of nets of Italian professionals here, which we are all very proud of. And Comites di Parigi, which with them organized this event, and of course, Paolo Codazzi, all the universities that are here present. There's today and in the next days, there's a very impressive group of Italian university, and most of all, the students. Especially the students that are here in France, in Paris in particular, and they have already chosen to go deeper into their knowledge of Italian language, of the Italian culture. In my career as a diplomat, I've been posted in some places around the world, and I've met a lot of professionals that were prepared and attended the Italian universities. I must say that all of them always stood up, not just in terms of competencies and preparation, their education, but also for their ability to think out of the box and make connections. The Italian university system is a true Italian excellence, and I'm very proud to be among those who have had the chance to attend our system, which I'm very, very, very proud of. And this is just because, not just because of the excellence of the university itself, but because attending an Italian university allows you also to do a more general experience of Italy. So let me conclude by saying to all you students, come and make the experience. You won't be disappointed in any level. And so I wish you all that this event today and the other event in the week will be very fruitful. I'm sure that it's going to be very interesting. And bonne continuation, bon travail à tous. Please count on the Consulate of Italy if you need more information and if you plan to go to study in Italy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Luca and Irene, for your introduction and for the welcome. It's the best way to start these webinars. I immediately switch and give the floor to Giovanna Deon, who will, all along the 4 evenings, but quickly introduce to all of you the system of Italian university. And then after Giovanna, we will start with the 4 universities of tonight. Giovanna, the floor is yours.
Oui, alors merci. Bon, moi, je vais parler en français. C'est juste, bon, je ferai une petite présentation vraiment très, très synthétique de ce qu'est le système universitaire italien. C'est juste pour permettre, voilà, aux étudiants qui connaissent plutôt les systèmes français d'entrer un petit peu dans la typologie, donc de s'orienter un petit peu. Et bon, aucune prétention d'exhaustivité, aucune prétention naturellement d'être approfondie, mais justement pour permettre un petit peu voilà, aux étudiants de s'orienter. Donc, disons que pour s'orienter, il faut avoir quand même maîtrisé quelques mots-clés. En fait, en Italie, les mots université, c'est Università et même Athénée. Donc, si vous entendez parler des Athénées, voilà, sachez que c'est un synonyme. Ça indique vraiment l'établissement, l'édifice à l'intérieur duquel il y a les facultés, la facoltà, comme en français naturellement. Donc, la section d'université dans laquelle on enseigne un domaine, un seul domaine d'expertise, disons facoltà di lettere, faculté des lettres, de sciences, etc. Après, donc, il y a les premiers niveaux, c'est comme en France, ce que vous appelez licence dans les systèmes universitaires italiens s'appelle corso di laurea triennale. Normalement, c'est la triennale dans les lexiques des étudiants. La triennale, c'est le premier niveau de la formation universitaire, après lequel vous avez naturellement ce que vous, en France, appelez le master. En Italie, s'appelle la magistrale, il corso di laurea magistrale, le deuxième niveau. Faites attention parce que le mot master, ça existe dans la formation universitaire italienne, mais ça n'indique pas la même chose. On verra après. Donc, en Italie, on parle de triennale et magistrale, deuxième niveau. La durée, l'année universitaire, vous trouvez normalement anno accademico, abrégé en AA, hein, majuscule. Donc, c'est l'année, disons, sur laquelle s'étale naturellement la formation universitaire. Les conditions d'accès, là, c'est comme en France, je ne m'arrête pas tellement sur ça parce que, bon, il faut avoir un bac, mais ce qui est important, c'est que si vous avez un bac français, il faut que vous ayez une déclaration de valeur avec. Hein. Ça, c'est la condition qu'on vous demande, même si vous avez un bac obtenu dans une section internationale. Par contre, si vous avez un bac obtenu dans un Esabac, ça correspond exactement au diplôme italien, donc vous n'avez pas besoin de déclaration de valeur. Donc, il faut vraiment, ça c'est délivré par les consulats, la déclaration de valeur, et c'est vraiment une procédure normale. Donc, n'ayez pas peur, vous vous adressez à votre consulat et vous l'obtenez tranquillement. La structure, comme je vous ai dit, comme en France, c'est les 2 cycles. Donc, le premier cycle, le 3+2, hein, le premier cycle, 3 ans, la triennale, on a dit, ça correspond à la licence. Et après, les 2 ans de spécialisation, si vous voulez, ce n'est pas obligatoire, mais en général, on fait les 3+2. Mais attention, parce qu'il y a des parcours en Italie qui sont à cycle unique. Donc, par exemple, médecine, odontoiatrie, vétérinaire, 6 ans. Vous ne pouvez pas interrompre. Hein? Et pharmacie, droit, architecture, sciences de la formation primaire pour devenir prof d'école, 5 ans. Là, on ne peut pas diviser les 2 cycles, d'accord? Donc, on fait normalement les cycles uniques et on arrive directement à la laurea magistrale, donc au 2e niveau. Comme je vous ai dit, le master existe, les mots master existent en Italie, ça se prononce master, parce que vous savez, nous, on retire l'accent par contre, mais donc si vous allez sur les sites de n'importe quelle université italienne, vous trouvez que la formation s'articule normalement en laurea triennale, laurea magistrale et master. Le master, ce n'est pas donc la laurea magistrale, mais c'est normalement un cours de spécialisation que vous pouvez choisir ou de premier niveau, donc après la licence, après la triennale, ou bien de 2e niveau, c'est-à-dire après la laurea magistrale, donc on appelle master di secondo livello. Mais c'est pas, donc vous voyez que les mots n'ont pas la même signification exactement qu'en français. Il faut savoir, parce qu'il faut savoir s'orienter sur les sites surtout, hein, pour la formation. Les modalités d'accès, ça c'est important plutôt parce que là, vous, étudiants français, vous avez l'habitude à Parcoursup, la plateforme en ligne qui va s'ouvrir le 21 décembre. Donc, vous faites normalement un dossier. Après, vous, naturellement, essayez d'envoyer ces dossiers aux universités pour être accepté. En Italie, rien de ça. Hein. On a de modalités complètement différentes. Vous avez ou les cours à accès libre, aucune condition. Là, vous terminez votre bac, d'accord? Et après, entre juillet et octobre, vous vous inscrivez. Et après, vous commencez. Il n'y a pas de conditions. Libre, ça s'appelle. Accès limité par les universités. Ça veut dire que, bon, il y a un certain nombre de places sur certains corsi di laurea. Il y a un certain nombre de places. Vous devez soutenir un test d'admission, test di ammissione. Et justement, si vous obtenez les résultats souhaités, vous êtes inscrit. Sinon, il faut refaire ou essayer dans une autre université peut-être, hein, parce qu'il y a là, il faut toujours tenir bien, contrôler les sites des universités parce que naturellement, ils programment, ils mettent les dates et tout ça. Ou bien, il y a des cours avec admission par examen national, réglés par les ministères. Par exemple, médecine, les tests sont nationaux. Un seul texte dans n'importe quelle université, tous les territoires nationaux, c'est égal. La date unique, hein, cette année, c'était le 3 septembre. Les classements est national, donc même si vous soutenez votre test dans une université, je ne sais pas, à Milan, ah bon là, vous ne savez pas si vous êtes admis à Milan ou peut-être dans une autre université du sud de l'Italie, parce que les classements, c'est vraiment national, unique. Cette année, il y avait 12 500 places disponibles, 58 000 participants. Donc, vous voyez que, bon, admis un candidat sur 5 normalement. Hein. Les scores minimales, bon, pour être admis, c'est 20, mais le 20 n'est jamais suffisant. Il faut, cette année, il fallait 39,5 hein, pour pouvoir aspirer à obtenir une place dans les classements nationaux. Là, il faut absolument contrôler le site du ministère, les murs. Je vous donnerai après bon, mais c'est facile, c'est le site du ministère de l'Éducation nationale, parce que chaque année, en juin, il y a la publication du règlement complet. Ça s'appelle bando. Hein? C'est en italien et en anglais. Et là, vous trouvez tout expliqué. Vraiment, il faut se tenir à ce qui est écrit dans le bando. D'accord? Donc, c'est très, très important parce que naturellement, sinon, on ne peut pas le faire. Il y a d'autres facultés avec test par examen national, avec admission pardon, par examen national, mais là, bon, architecture, profession sanitaire, on les appelle kinésithérapeutes, orthophonistes, etc., ou bien les sciences d'information primaire, mais là, on s'inscrit dans une université précise. La date est établie par les ministères, le nombre de places disponibles est établi par les ministères, le nombre destiné à chaque université est établi par les ministères, mais là, c'est l'université. Vous choisissez une université. Hein? Donc, là, il faut regarder le règlement, contrôler les règlements, toujours les bandes, sur le site de l'université à laquelle vous êtes intéressé. Il y a une opportunité intéressante. Vous pouvez trouver toute la liste hein, dans les sites de l'Institut français. Là, je vous conseille de contrôler parce qu'il y a pas mal de conseils à ces propos. Les doubles cursus, les doubles diplômes binationaux. Ce sont deux universités qui se mettent ensemble, qui font une convention et après, vous avez ou bien une double licence ou bien un double master. Donc, c'est un double titre. C'est très intéressant comme opportunité. Hein. Là. Et après, bon, je vous conseille, je vais conclure, je vous conseille vraiment ou bien les sites du ministère, ou bien les sites, ces sites-là, je vais essayer, je vais voir si je peux l'ouvrir, parce qu'il est très intéressant, je ne sais pas si j'y arrive, mais voilà, bon, donc c'est les sites des Universitarie, donc là, vous voyez en anglais, mais sinon, vous l'avez même en italien, et là, c'est très intéressant, ce site, hein, je vous le conseille, parce que vraiment, là, vous pouvez approfondir, trouver toutes les informations que vous souhaitez et voilà, les offres, l'offre, vous orienter voilà, sur l'offre formative de l'Université italienne. Bien, bonne chance à tous et voilà, bonne soirée. Merci beaucoup de votre attention.
Merci,
voilà,
merci.
tous les bureaux voilà, de nos consulats sont à votre disposition, les bureaux d'école, naturellement, les bureaux scolaires sont à votre disposition pour vous donner toutes les informations qui sont nécessaires. Grazie, merci.
Giovanna, merci beaucoup, grazie mille, très efficace et time management parfait, donc on est parfait. Information pour les étudiants. Vous pouvez poser les questions sur le chat du Zoom et les universités ou nous-mêmes, on va essayer sur le chat parce qu'on n'aura pas beaucoup de temps. We are not going to have a lot of time at the end of the presentations pour répondre live, mais sur le chat, on pourra vous donner des réponses et en même temps, évidemment, les connexions avec les universités seront possibles. Je ne perds pas de temps et là, on rentre dans les présentations des universités. Ce soir, vous savez, 4 universities, Politecnico di Milano, Sapienza di Roma, Tor Vergata di Roma e Scuola Normale di Pisa. So, un menu extraordinaire. Donc, Politecnico di Milano, the floor is yours for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Politecnico di Milano. I'm Giussi Cleffi from Students Recruitment Office of the Politecnico. Now I stop my cam and I share my screen.
We can see this.
Let's go.
You can go ahead.
Allora, the Politecnico di Milano is a technical scientific university for engineers, architects, and designers. Over the years, thanks to innovative teaching, research, and services it offers to the students, the Politecnico di Milano has established itself among the best universities in the world. The Politecnico is in the city of Milano, which offers art, culture, architecture, design, and innovation. Milano is a dynamic city in continuous growth, cosmopolitan and international, where different cultures of the world meet and mix. Politecnico di Milano has 3 campuses in Milano and is where most courses take place. But the Politecnico is also made up of other locations, territorial poles, which are in Lombardia region and in Piacenza in Emilia-Romagna. Piacenza is right on the border with Lombardia. The territorial poles do not have all educational offer of Milano, but those who want to study in a more intimate context find the same teaching quality as in Milan. While Como campus does not offer bachelor degree courses, all other campuses do. The central campus of Milano is currently being developed in a project donated to the Politecnico by the famous architect Renzo Piano. Renzo Piano is an excellent alumnus of the Politecnico and is known all over the world. Among the alumni of the Politecnico who have brought Italy to the center of the world, we also remember the designer Achille Castiglioni and the Nobel Prize of Chemistry Giulio Natta. The laboratories of the Politecnico are state of the art. The laboratories of the department are in fact at the heart of the research. Among, we cannot fail to mention our 4 infrastructure, wind tunnel, materials testing lab, Polifab, and Polifactory. In this period of health emergency that's so unusual for all of humanity, the Politecnico has always worked to ensure teaching for its students with remote lessons and classroom equipped to accommodate a safe number of students and frequently sanitized. Speaking of sanitization, Polichina. Polichina is a disinfectant solution, was produced in our chemistry's laboratories. But let us move on to our academic offer. As mentioned at the beginning, architecture, design, and engineering are studied at Politecnico. All bachelor degree courses are in Italian. Only the courses in architectural design and civil engineering also offer a course entirely in English. Let us now look at academy offered to the Politecnico. In the slides, you will see the courses we offer in architecture, design, and engineering. This is architecture, design, and so much courses of engineering. In detail, you can find information on courses on the PoliOrientami website, or on the PoliMi website, which you can select in English. The Politecnico is not only academic, but it also offers its students many cultural opportunities. Sport, the possibility of sharing their interests through students' association. Moreover, for students who come to study in Milan, there are special residence available. The Politecnico also offers its students opportunities for international exchange and double degree programs. Finally, let us look at the world of the work. The employment percentage of graduates from the Politecnico di Milano are very high. In fact, 95% of master's degrees find employment within 1 year of completing their studies. The career service offers a series of activities to help the students transition into the world of the work. You can consult the data and employment fields on the career service website. For any further information, you can contact us and follow us on the website poliorientami.polimi.it, or on WhatsApp, or by contacting us by phone, or by appointment via Zoom. You can find all our contacts and timetables on the PoliOrientami website. Now I hand it over to my colleague who will show the admission criteria for the Politecnico. Alessandra Balesteri.
Thank you, Giusy. Thank you. Hi, good evening to everyone. Now I share my screen. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Alessandra. I'm working to International Students Office, and in a specific, I'm in charge in the admission procedure for all our bachelor courses in architecture, design, engineering, and urban planning. The admission procedure is composed from different steps. The first step is register on our website in the online services page in order to obtain the credential to access on your personal account. When you enter on the PoliMi online services, and in specific in your personal page, you have to enter in a specific section dedicated to the registration in the admission test. The link is Laurea and 5-year single cycle program centers or discharge test and enrollment. Here you have to select the admission test and choose one of the available dates. Then you have to complete the registration with the test payment. So, in order to register in our architecture courses, you have to, it is mandatory, register in the admission test. The test can be taken in Italian or in English language. It is offered once a year and generally take place in September. In 2020, it has been offered online, and the admission test consists in 40 questions with 5 answer options, and just one is correct. And the subject of the test are general knowledge, logical and reasoning, history, drawing and visual representation, physics and maths. And the arcade test lasts 70 minutes. Then there is a last section about the English language. and it is consists in 30 multiple questions. Then Politecnico from the architecture school offered another courses of urban planning, but to enter in the urban planning, there is not a real admission test, it is an admission interview. The interview takes place twice a year. There is an early session in April and a standard session in September. In the early session is available only if you are registered in your last year of high school or if you are already graduated, while in September session is available for candidates already graduate. In 2020, the admission interview has been online, and the interview will last about 50 minutes. And each candidate will be interviewed by a commission, and the interview based upon two texts. The first text is a motivation letter, and the second is a paper where the candidate has to comment the words contained in the name of the course: cities, environment, and landscape. In the entrance interview doesn't include an English session. For the design courses, the design admission test takes place twice a year, early session in April and standard session in September. The early session is available only if you are registered in your last year of high school or if you are already graduated, while in September session is available for candidates already graduated. Generally, it can be taken, the admission test, just once in the early session and repeat in the September session if you not pass. In 2020, it was offered online, and the admission test consists in 60 multiple choice questions, and the section of the test are the general knowledge, logical and reasoning, history of art and design, geometry and representation, verbal comprehension, and the last section is about the English knowledge. For the admission in our engineering courses, we have the admission test, also called the TOL. It's usually available from January to July. You can take the test if you are registered in the penultimate or in the last year of high school, or if you are already graduated from high school. In 2020, the admission test was offered online. It consists of 65 multiple choice questions, and it is divided in two parts. The first part of the test, the topics of the first part of the test are knowledge of logic, mathematics, statistics, physics, and verbal comprehension. The second part of the test is the TENG, the test of English, so they have to check your English knowledge. And in order to pass the test, the minimum score required is 60. So the admission procedure and dates for academic year 2021 and 2022 are not available yet. More information will be published in the next months on our website, and in this slide you can find the link on the English part of our website, where will be published the information about the registration procedure, the dates, and all the information about the test content. And then for any doubts or about the procedure, about the documentation you need in order to enroll at the Politecnico di Milano, you can contact my office, the International Students Office. In the other link, you can find our contact. Then about the documents. If you have an IB diploma or an international baccalaureate diploma, there is some specific requirements I think is very important, you know. In fact, every year the Italian Educational Ministries publish a guideline regarding the admission procedure for students with a foreign degree. And in this guideline, there is present a list of school who issues IB diploma. And if the school is present in this list and you obtained your IB diploma in one of these schools, you don't need to submit any additional documentation, just your IB diploma. Otherwise, don't worry, if your school is not present in this list, you are anyway accepted if you pass the test. You have to do just another steps. You have to submit your diploma from Italian Embassy in Geneva in order to obtain the legalization and the declaration of value. And then if you are a non-EU citizen, but in your IB curricula is present a specific course, an Italian language course, you can be admitted to the test outside the specific places reserved for non-EU candidates residing abroad. And then another important question regarding the students with a foreign diploma is about the years of the total years of education. In order to enter in any Italian university, you need the minimum 12 years of total education, 12 years of schooling. So if you obtain the IB diploma after just 11 years, you need to cover this gap with another years of studies. And you have the opportunity to cover this gap registering in a foundation course, or otherwise you can decide to register for just 1 year in a university in your home country, complete the exams on first year, and then you can start the procedure to register in an Italian university. Otherwise, if you have not an IB diploma, but a foreign diploma issues from your country, the documents requests are the final diploma of secondary high school, obviously after 12 years of schooling, legalized from Italian Embassy, and then the declaration of value. It is a specific document issued from Italian Embassy. And if you want to register in one of our bachelor courses teach in English, you need an English language certificate. We accept a different kind of TOEFL, as you can see in the slide, the IELTS, the Trinity College, and the Cambridge. So I finish my presentation. Thank you for your attention. And I hope to see you in September. Bye. Thank you.
Alessandra and Politecnico Milano, thank you very much.
Sorry.
Yeah, Giuseppina?
Just another point. Just another point. Yes, yes. At PoliMi, architecture is divided in 3 + 2 years. That means bachelor plus Master of Science. It's not 1. It's not 5 years.
Thank you, Giuseppina. Grazie, Politecnico
Thank you.
di
Thank
Milano.
you for kind attention.
For everybody, you can see that the chat is working. You can ask your question and universities will answer in real time. Le università rispondono in diretta in tutte le lingue, quindi fate pure e ci sarà uno scambio in chat, non abbiate problemi, scambiate. E second one, Sapienza di Roma, from Milan to Rome, Università Sapienza di Roma, the floor is yours. We cannot hear you, Marco. Okay.
Okay. Grazie mille. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to talk to you about Sapienza University of Rome. Let me just go to full screen. Okay. So of course we are located in Rome, which is, as you know, the capital of Italy. We're actually the largest university in Rome and in Europe, and the oldest university in Rome. Just a few words about what kind of institution we are. So we were founded in 1303, so more than 700 years ago. We're a very old university. We are a public university, which means that most of our funding comes from the Italian government. We are comprehensive, which means that we teach and do research at all levels of academia. We have bachelor's, laurea triennale, master's, laurea magistrale, and PhDs, dottorato di ricerca. Of course, you're more interested in the first level, the first cycle, which is laurea triennale or single cycle, as you heard from the first presentation, ciclo unico. We are, of course, very international. We have agreements with many universities throughout the world, and we also welcome students, international students through mobility programs, but also just degree-seeking international students. We are highly ranked in a number of international university rankings, which I will talk about in just a few minutes. And we are also multidisciplinary because we teach basically virtually all subjects. We have 11 faculties that cover most of human knowledge. As I told you, we are a very big university. We are a very large community, over 113,000 students. And of course, many lecturers, professors, academics, and professional staff. Here's just an overview of our structures. As I told you, we have 11 faculties, 58 departments, many different libraries and museums, and also university hospitals, which are fully functioning teaching hospitals where our students can be trained in medicine and health professions. As I was saying, we are located in Rome, and we're actually a city within the city. We're a very large university. We have one main campus, which is located in the heart of the city, close to the main railway station. And then we have many other buildings, many other locations throughout the city of Rome, some of which are in the very center. For example, our Faculty of Civil and Industrial Engineering, which is literally next to the Colosseum, San Pietro in Vincoli, if you've ever visited Rome. Yeah, these are just a few pictures. If you've never visited Rome, just to convey the idea and the concept that studying at Sapienza also means enjoying and being connected to the many opportunities that the city of Rome has to offer, both in terms of the sites, the cultural opportunities, and the academic opportunities, of course, connected to living in Rome. Here's just a list of our faculties. As I was saying, we range from architecture to engineering to law, mathematics, and so on and so forth. So whatever you're interested in, there's probably a course that fits your needs and your interests at Sapienza University of Rome. As I was saying, we have a huge number of courses. Some of them are taught in English. Most of them are taught in Italian, but we have a growing number of programs taught in English. And apart from the main university programs, the main degree programs, we also offer a range of other professional courses, and including a foundation year. If some of you perhaps are interested in studying in Italian, but don't have the right level, the right knowledge of the language, we also offer a foundation year, which is basically a prep year, a preparatory year for students, for high school graduates wanting to have a little extra preparation before facing university. Just a few words about international rankings. So basically, Sapienza is present in all major international rankings, ranging from QS to Times Higher Education, the Shanghai ranking, the Center for World University Rankings. And we rank constantly in the top 3 or 4% of universities, but for overall, but for some subjects, we are in the top 50 worldwide. For example, for classics and ancient history, but also for archaeology, for physics, and many other disciplines. So whether you're interested in studying in Italian or studying in English, as I was saying, in Italian, we have many different courses. So it would be very difficult for me to show them all on just one slide. In English, we have a smaller number of courses. Most of them are at master's level, and some of them are also available at bachelor's level. So these are courses entirely taught in English, but it's only a fraction of the courses that we offer, because of course, most of the courses that we offer are taught in Italian. A few words on our tuition fees. So I was saying, as I said, we are a public university, and we're funded by the Italian government. And that's why we're able to keep our tuition fees at a discounted rate, at a very convenient rate for international students, which is currently 1,000 euros per academic year. And this goes for all bachelor's and master's programs. And on top of that, students may qualify for other scholarships, either granted directly by the university or through the regional system of scholarships, or the ministry scholarships also. I won't go into much details about entry requirements or access to degree courses, because you've already been told about restricted access, national access, local access, and so on and so forth. So I will skip this. But I will say a few more words about the application process. So what does it entail? For a number of courses, we have what we call a pre-selection, which means that starting from November, so it's already ongoing, it's already started, you can pre-enroll in a course, send us your documents, your transcript, your letter of motivation, and know beforehand if you have the requirements, the academic requirements and the language requirements needed to enroll in one of our courses. And this, of course, is only valid for courses that don't have an entry test, an entrance examination. Because if your chosen course has an entrance examination, for example, medicine and surgery, then of course you'll have to sit for that exam to know if you're admitted or not. After the pre-selection, there's the call for applications that in Italian is called bando. So the bando is published more or less in the month of May or June, before the admission, of course. So the admissions, the classes, the actual classes start in September of each year. We only have one intake, which is again, September or October in some cases. And the call for applications, the bando, contains everything you need to know to apply, and also to apply as an international student. So if you need a dichiarazione di valore, declaration of value, or other documents, it will be all specified in the call for applications. And after that, international students have to contact the International Admissions Office, which will check all of our documents, all of the legal and administrative procedures that need to be taken in order to complete your enrollment as an international student. Of course, as French students, as European students, you're not going to need a visa, a study visa to enter Italy. So the only thing you need basically is your dichiarazione di valore if you don't have an Esabac. If you have an Esabac, as again, as you were told, you don't need to have a declaration of value because your qualification is already accepted and valid for the Italian higher education system. And the last step is, of course, enrollment, where you pay the first installment of your tuition and you're actually officially a student of Sapienza University of Rome. So regarding the pre-selection, here's the website, but don't worry to write it down. I will give you a shorter URL in case you need more information. But again, these are the main documents that we ask students to provide. So your passport, your high school diploma, your transcript, English language certificate if you're studying in English, or Italian language certificate if you're studying in Italian. And if you don't have an Italian language certificate, don't worry, because you will be able to take an Italian language test directly at Sapienza. So this year it was online, of course, but usually it's in person, and it's at the end of August or at the beginning of September. So this is the URL, the short URL that we've created for the 2021 admissions cycle, which is uniroma1.it/en/admissions 2020. And here you will find the answers to the most frequent questions, to the frequently asked questions that we usually get from international students. And of course, we also have an email, either this one, studenti stranieri at uniroma1.it, or hello@uniroma1.it. Again, it's for international students, for any questions you might have on international admissions and courses. Just a few more words about the language requirements. As I told you, the minimum level that we generally require of students to study either in English or in Italian is B2, which is an upper intermediate level of the language. And regardless of the fact if you're studying in English or in Italian, we also offer to all of our international students a free Italian language course at our language center, because we know that even if you're studying in English, if you choose to study in English, of course, speaking Italian and knowing a little bit of Italian is much better if you're living in Rome, if you're living in Italy. And so it's something that we encourage and we value, and that's why we offer a free Italian language course at our language center. These are the certificates that we usually require, but I won't go into much detail here. You can have a look at the website to know everything that you need to know about language certificates. And then just a few words about online learning. So we're all living in a very strange time, in a very difficult time. So of course, for this year, for 2020, Sapienza has moved most of its teaching online, because that was the only way in which we could continue to provide our services and to deliver classes. But of course, Sapienza is not an online university, and hopefully for September 2021, we expect to be operating at full capacity. So to be able to provide all of our classes and training and laboratories and so on and so forth in person. But of course, because of the COVID pandemic, we have implemented a lot of online teaching and learning services that will remain in place. So this has basically been an enhancement of Sapienza structures that will last also after the COVID crisis. Again, thank you for your attention. These are all our email addresses: hello@uniroma1.it and studenti stranieri @uniroma1.it. And below, here's my personal email address if you want to reach out to me directly: marco.pietrangeli@uniroma1.it. And if I have some time, I can see if you have more specific questions on the chat box, through the chat box. And I will be happy to answer them. I don't know if I have time.
Yeah, no, exactly, Marco. What I would suggest, there are a few questions for you. They've been great, fantastic. I think we are going to have students in Rome soon. I invite you to check the chat box and answer to the questions while Tor Vergata will start, because so that we can speed up. But you have some questions specifically for you, so let's go and have a look on it. So thank you very, very much, Marco. It's been just great.
Thank you.
And now the problem is that we go to the other side of Rome. So Tor Vergata, the floor is yours for your presentation.
Yes, here we are. My name is Valeria Conte. I'm a professor of organic chemistry in Rome Tor Vergata University, or better, Tor Vergata University of Rome. Of course, quite different from Sapienza. I will share my screen. Just a moment. It will come soon.
We can see it. You can go.
Okay. Can you see it?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, we see it. Great. So we are, as you said, on the other side of Rome, actually a little bit outside of the Grande Raccordo Anulare. And we are in a very nice campus, as I will show you in a moment. And we also are a public university, established in Rome in 1982. Well, it's still the other millennium, but much less than what is for the establishment of Sapienza. This is the image of our rectorate, but the most important thing that I want to pass as a message to the incoming students, also from France possibly, is that we have a very big mission and vision, because we think that the sustainable development goals that should be reached in 2030 are a very good platform to establish our goals, our vision of teaching, of research, and of all the activities in our university. And in fact, in order to do that, we have a very important advisory board. The president is Professor Chikanover, Nobel Prize laureate in chemistry in 2004, and also our vice president is Professor Enrico Giovannini, who established the network for the sustainable university in Italy. And this board is in this board we have many eminent figures from institution, industry, culture, and science. And as I was saying, we have our three pillar of the university: teaching, research, and third mission, that comes and use the keywords that you can see in the slide. We want to be international, we want to be interdisciplinary, we want to be a very innovative university, and we want to be also transdisciplinary. And our contribution to the education, to the training, to the research, and the technological organization and innovation, where we are guided by these 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm also proud to say that also the gender equity is one of the goals that we have in our university. I want to illustrate to our possibly students from France, which are the facts and the figures of our university. We are a campus, a pretty big one, 600 hectares. We are around 33,000 students, and we have around 3,000 academic and administrative staff. In our university, we have 6 schools. I will show you soon these schools, 18 departments, 6 libraries, a lot of computer labs, and we have a beautiful conference center, Villa Mondragone. And it's a very nice spot in the hills around Rome. And much more interesting for the students, we have 106 graduate programs, 140 postgraduate courses, 50 specialization schools, and 32 PhD programs. And also, even if we are a smaller university, we have 10% of the students from more than 120 countries all over the world. The school I was talking about are indicated in this slide. We have the School of Economics, the School of Engineering, the School of Medicine and Surgery, and also we have also a university hospital in our School of Medicine. We have a School of Science, Mathematics, Physics, and Natural Science. We have the School of Law and the School of Humanities and Philosophy. I would like to underline to the students from France that some of our departments were rated as and certified as Italian Excellent Department. And we have one of them in the School of Economics and 3 of them in the School of Science, 1 in the School of Engineering, and 1 in the School of Humanities. And in particular, these 6 Department of Excellence were very well graded in all over Italy, and in particular 2 of them, the Economics and Finance Department, the Department of Mathematics, were also granted with a special grant for the excellence. But also all the other departments were very, very well graded in Italy as in the excellent graduation. The international degree courses that we have in our school are several. You can see them in this slide. I don't want to go in detail in all of them because indeed they are many. There are several bachelor or master courses. We have also some one-cycle degree like the one in pharmacy or the one in medicine and surgery, or for example, in the School of Engineering, we have the Master of Science in Mechatronic or the Bachelor of Science in Engineering Science, many other interesting master are in the natural science school, and also we have some of them, some master in history or tourism strategy and cultural heritage and made in Italy. So the fan of these schools, this degree that we have is very ample, and I think that all the students can find their interest in our degree. We have also, as I said, the PhD courses, but this, as you know, is the third level of teaching in a university all over the world. And so possibly is not now the point that the students that are listening to us are interested in, but as you can see, we have several of them. And also our PhD school has been obtained a very high level in comparison with the PhD school all over Italy. In our schools, we have also dual, multiple, or joint degree courses, like the one in business administration and economics, with, for example, St. Petersburg or the American College in Skopje. We have Master in Finance with some university in Sweden and in Poland, or in Germany or in China. In the School of Humanities, we have a multiple degree with a series of several universities in Spain, in Paris, in Dublin, and this is the Master in European History. We have also the Bachelor in Language for Information Society with the University, the Catholic Université de Lille, and also a Master in Philosophy with, it is a dual degree with Martin Luther University in Halle-Wittenberg. In the School of Mathematics in Natural Science, we have a Master in Physics with a curriculum totally in English in astrophysics with the University of Innsbruck and Göttingen, Padova, and Belgrade. And also we have a Master of Science in Science and Technology of Material, which has also a dual degree with a technical university in Germany, in Wildau. In the School of Engineering, we have also a European joint master degree in chemistry for nano engineering. So also the different the joint degree is quite ample in different areas. Of course, we are very much interested in the international mobility of our students. We have a lot of visiting professor and scholar program. We participate to the Erasmus Plus program, to the Marie Curie Action. We have several overseas scholarship, international summer school, and also we have a lot of program for final dissertation scholarship in many European universities. Of course, we have arranged for all the incoming students an Italian language available at the beginning of each semester, and in the slide you will see the site for checking these Italian language courses. And we have also a welcome weeks in September organized to support all the incoming students when they arrive here in our university. There is a very nice student office for foreigner students, and so everything can be checked at the international student office. And I want to show you that we are also involved in many international cooperation agreements. We have more than 300 bilateral agreements with the university all over the world, and also with the top university in the BRICS area. A lot of Erasmus agreements, more than 500 in Europe, and we are also member of the UniItalia network. Of course, this year has been very strange, and the most part, even maybe all the courses we had to give them online or in a blended way, but of course we hope that the next year we can have all the students and possibly all the foreigner students here in Italy in presence, also because we as has been said for Sapienza, we also are not an online university. We are a real university, and we want to have the students here to interact and to live the experience of an Italian university. We are also member of many international networks, European University Association, IULM, the Young European Research University Network, the Venice International University Network of university from the capitals of Europe. We are also part of the Coimbra group of the university from Brazil, and also we are part of the Association of Academic Health Center International. And in particular, I would like to underline the IULM network, because this cooperation, this international cooperation was able to prepare this young university for the future of Europe, this youth network, which is starting its activity. And now from this academic year, we have already some of the courses distributed all over the partner university all over Europe that are making real this partnership between this university from Maastricht, from England, from Spain, and as you can see from the picture, in a very big network all over Europe. Another important point that we like to stress concerning our university is the fact that we have been very competitive in obtaining funds from European Committee. And indeed, as you can see here, we had a lot of grants from Framework Program 7 or H2020, or now we are already working on the Framework Program 9, which will be the future for funding all over Europe. And this is important because means that our students are immediately inserted in an environment which is international and very competitive in Europe and all over the world. Of course, as I said before, we have to teach, we have to make research, but we have also to interact with the society. We are very much involved in our third mission. What that means? It means that our knowledge, our science, technology transfer, social innovation needs to be put together with the innovation to enterprises and people. So we want to be in the society. And of course, this means that we have not to be like traditional technology transfer. We have to rethink our paradigms in order to offer a better tools for innovation. And in fact, we like to create this bridge between the university and society. We want to have that our results, our educational skill and our research skill can be used in order to have to add value to activities, in order to have the university to work together for with society for challenge of the future of our new needs. COVID, for example, has been something important also for us in order to work together with in order to solve these new problems that came out from this pandemic, this pandemic. So we work in order to have this third mission able to create a collaboration for developing ideas and talents. Here, two of them are indicated, but we have several of them. We call them, of course, a spin-off of our university, but also because we are trying to go beyond the traditional third mission, we want to make spin in. And what that means that mutual contamination between companies, firms and academia based on research are intended to create a new solution for real needs of our operators, and also in order to foster innovation toward new products and new processes. So we are trying, as I said, to go beyond the traditional third mission and to be very involved in the society, in the solution of society needs. I didn't talk a lot about the way to be admitted at our university, but as I said, we have a beautiful offices that can for sure answer to all the question that the students can ask, and please contact the ufficio of Relazioni Internazionali at uniroma2.it, and I hope that many, at least some of the students that have been together with us this afternoon will at least we think to come to Tor Vergata University of Rome. Thanks so much for your attention.
It has been great, Valeria.
Sorry?
Thank you very, very much, Valeria. It's been a great presentation, great moment with you. And so maybe some of our students will come to Rome soon. And now, for last but not least, we go a little bit northern for the fantastic Scuola Normale di Pisa. You will tell me if you want me to share the slide or you. It's your call. So the floor is yours, Augusto, and the team of Pisa. But you are on mute, Augusto. You have to unmute your microphone first.
I will. Now I muted it, and now I'm sharing the screen. You should see it. I will go on the presentation mode.
We can hear you and we can see the screen. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
And please, students, still you can utilize the chat to ask questions. I see that is very, very utilized. So fantastic. Continue in this way. Augusto, the floor is yours.
Yes. So you hear me. So this is the main site of Scuola Normale. It's a completely different type of institution with respect to the Eccellenze universities that we've been hearing about, because it's a very small institution. It is located in the heart of Pisa, which is a small university town in the middle of Italy, middle north part of Italy. And it's the town where modern physics was born, thanks to Galileo Galilei, and it has a long tradition in science and humanities. This school, Scuola Normale, was founded by Napoleon in 1810. Then it had clearly a complicated history at the beginning, because as you all know, Napoleon fell, Napoleon's government, if you want, fell in 1814, came back for a few months, and then basically he ended up very far from Europe. And but nonetheless, the institution was started again after a few years by the government of the Habsburg, and then was somehow confirmed by the Kingdom of Italy. Originally, Scuola Normale was meant as a small college to form teachers, and then soon it became a way to form academic personnel and scientists and scholars. And so it has a big tradition, although the place keeps a relatively small size. As you can see there, we are talking about 300 undergraduate students. In the 3+2 system, this means 60 students per year, divided by 2 classes. We actually have 3 classes now, but the third one is smaller. So consider about 30 students in science and 30 students in humanities and social science every year. We have a similar number of PhD students, and what should strike you is the number of professors. There is a very high number of professors with respect to the student body. So the place is small and professors are close to the students. The professors are to be considered together with a relatively large number of researchers, several postdocs, and a very large visiting program every year, which is mostly a program that concerns professors, but also a program that concerns students, and also our students conversely go and visit other places. Now, let me stress that this small place, I come originally from one of these prestigious universities that you've seen introduced before, but when I came here, I found something that is completely different. And the reason why it's completely different is that this place is highly selective. The students cannot just enter Scuola Normale. They have to pass a very serious entrance exam, which is, if you want, along the lines of the entrance exam of the École Normale or the École Polytechnique in France, but with an important difference that at the École Normale or the École Polytechnique, the students get there after the École Préparatoire, so it's essentially in the 3rd year of the university. Here, they enter Scuola Normale immediately at the end of high school, which means that they have to make some effort effectively to enter this exam. All the details that you may want to hear about concerning the entrance exam will be available on our website, and then I will give you details at the end. Now, it's highly selective, and the outcome is quite interesting because both in the humanities and in science, the place, despite its very small size, had a very large impact. We have 2 presidents of the Republic, I'm counting here, 3 former prime ministers, 3 Nobel Prize winners, 2 field medalists in the history that we're talking about, which is essentially beginning at the beginning of this of the 20th century for most of the story, but for the presidents of the Republic, we are talking about the period that started after the end of the Second World War. Now, the students that enter Scuola Normale have a different status because they have no tuition fees. The admission to Scuola Normale grants not only the tuition fees, but also housing and meals that are delivered in our canteen. And the canteen usually is a place where students meet professors and other researchers and other people that are working at Scuola Normale. Now, of course, with this COVID emergency, it has been reduced to a place granting the meals to the students alone. I'm showing you here two pictures. One is one of these colleges where the students have individual rooms, And the other one is the interior of a college in Florence, because Scuola Normale, as I will explain to you shortly, has another site in Florence. Now, the students of Scuola Normale, they are few, but they mingle with a very large number of students in another important university that probably you will hear about in the next few days, the University of Pisa. So it's really a joint study program. The students take the majority of their classes at the University of Pisa, which leaves room to the people at Scuola Normale to grant them the opportunity to deepen their understanding in several levels and to get further, if you want. So the students have to keep very high standards. They have to keep a minimum grade point average, which is relatively high, 27 out of 30. Then they have to pass the exams at the university on time. And in addition to that, they have to pass 2 extra courses, which are issued delivered by professors at Scuola Normale. So it's a double degree, if you want. Now, together with this, there is also the possibility of international mobility, and Scuola Normale has specific funding for the granting its students. The students, of course, are in a limited number, so it's easier for us to do this than for the University of Rome, La Sapienza or Tor Vergata, for example. And we have many exchange and research agreements with other institutions. So it's very common for our students during the undergraduate years that you now have heard many details about to move and, for instance, during their thesis time to go and visit other places. And there are strong links with France, in particular with the École Normale, the École Politecnico, for example. Now, I want to go on and give you a little bit more of details about what you find. I told you that we have something in Florence, and this is a picture of the, if you want, the sister building in Florence, which is Palazzo Strozzi. The original site is in Piazza dei Cavalieri, Palazzo della Carovana in Pisa. This is the beautiful palace in Florence that hosts this 1/3 of Scuola Normale, which is the political and social sciences division. There are 3 divisions. So the humanities and science are hosted in Pisa, and the political and social sciences, which is a recent edition of 2013, is hosted in this Palazzo Strozzi in Florence. And actually, if I can go back, this picture, the upper portion of this page, the picture concerns the Fermi College in Pisa, and this is the residence for students in Florence. It's the interior of that residence for students in Florence. So you see, typically there are common areas. This is more modern. There are common areas inside where students can meet, and typically they study together. Now, what is really unique about Scuola Normale, I was telling you before, coming from a big university, I'm a scientist, I'm a physicist. And so basically I got to know physicists, mathematicians, some chemists, and perhaps some biologists. Here at Scuola Normale, everything is small. And so you are exposed, there is an incredible opportunity for students who study science or humanities to mix with students with a different background and different targets in their study. So this is extremely important and highly stimulating for this as an experience. Now, the type of curriculum is a standard one with the proviso that I explained before. So there is a bachelor and master, like my colleagues explained very well in previous presentations. In addition, there is a PhD program. And actually, interestingly, Scuola Normale was the first place in Italy that somehow started a program of this type. And we are talking about the 1920s. And then it started in other places in Italy, the PhD program. Then it was dismantled after the Second World War and started again in the 80s. And Scuola Normale had all the way this program, which was called Perfezionamento, which is somehow, you can translate it. And then it became a PhD with a standard denomination. Now, the The undergraduate, let me repeat again, there is this issue that the undergraduate degree, it's really located at University of Pisa. So the students, they are not really only within this small selected group. They mix with many other students. They are typically very good also at the University of Pisa. And then they take these extra courses, which sometimes are also attended by their colleagues at the University of Pisa. They make an extra effort. There are many people that are very well motivated. Now, another feature of Scuola Normale that is extremely interesting, especially for people that are interested in humanities, that the library is really a unique place. You will see shortly a picture from the interior in the next slide, but it has almost over 1 million books on shelf. Now, for science, it's a little bit less crucial because we work to a large extent with online resources, but for humanities, this is a unique place that is visited by people coming from many places in Italy. Now, together with the 3 divisions, there are some laboratories. For instance, there are laboratories in mathematics, biology, physics. Physics, for instance, that is the issue of my direct concern, actually hosts a big laboratory called NEST in a nearby structure, which was actually the original site of Scuola Normale. Scuola Normale did not start in Napoleon time in this Palazzo della Carovana. That was the site devoted to it after the Habsburgs in Florence basically opened up the place again, and after the Kingdom of Italy confirmed this institution. At the beginning, it was located in another building in the center of Pisa, where now this mathematics center is. And now there is also, this physics center is. There is also a mathematics center. This I can actually show you, because if I go back to the original slide, you can see that this is the Palazzo della Carovana, the main site of Scuola Normale. This is the library of the humanities library of Scuola Normale. And it's a famous building because the building was quoted by Dante in the comedy. Now, it's not only this, the library, it's a whole big building. And this is not the only building of the library. There is one that you cannot see because it's on the other side of the square. And what is interesting here, that on the side here, you can see this the Giorgi Center for Mathematics, and next to it, barely, you can see you can call it if you want, the faculty club of Scuola Normale, where we host our visitors. So I can go to the other slides, and this, I think I told you what I had to, and then my colleague Elisabetta Terzoli will tell you more. The thing I wanted to stress, just to conclude my presentation, that having a few students from different areas and who live together in the colleges of Scuola Normale, because they are hosted there, makes it very natural to have many common cultural activities. We have a very important concert season. Then we have these colloquia that are essentially lower level presentations aimed at larger audiences, but they are together with the whole. For instance, there is one colloquium series for the whole class of sciences. So it's something that I could not see in a bigger university. You can see biologists and chemists and mathematicians and physicists that talk to each other. Then there are many outreach activities that are hosted by Scuola Normale. Then there are other activities that are completely managed by students. For instance, the students have a forum where they invite some guests to talk about a variety of topics. And there's also a student theater. There are public readings that students organize. And here are the links. The picture that you can see on the right, where you can see the Palazzo della Carovana again, is a picture taken from the interior of this library, or one floor of this library of the humanities division. So I will stop here. I will leave the room for Elisabetta, that will be more precise and more professional than me in explaining to you many issues concerning the admissions and the exchanges and the rest. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Augusto. Elisabetta is yours. Can we stay in 5, 7
okay,
minutes?
I would I could avoid the slides if you agree, and I would like to add just few.
I can leave the slide if you want.
But you can leave the third one if you can.
I can do it, yes.
Okay, thank you. Bonsoir, buonasera. I do hope very much some of you will try our selection. I will only add a few words about my field of action, that is internationalization office of the Scuola Normale Superiore. As you have seen in this slide that I asked to my colleague to show you, this slide contains the most peculiar aspect on which I would like to add something. Our students are must pass a very selective selection, entrance selection. The double study program they are asked to follow is very demanding. Is everything okay? Okay. But on the other hand, it is important to say that they deserve the best benefits is possible to offer. That's why the Scuola Normale is very much oriented to build the possibilities abroad for each student in the best way is possible. The Scuola Normale is an active partner, an active participant to the well-known Erasmus Plus program, and just like many other universities in Europe, but is also signing agreements, bilateral agreements with very prestigious institutions all over the world. In fact, yearly, the students of the Scuola can apply for within a very particular exchange scheme that is completely self-funded by the universities, and is based on the offer of particular conditions in reciprocity by the destination, by the host institution. For instance, you can find universities in the United States, prestigious universities in the United States, offering freer enrollment to their classes. But you can also find universities in Europe offering free accommodation to incoming students. This is what happens, for example, with the École Normale Supérieure in Paris and in Lyon, but also in other destinations in Germany, for instance, or in Spain, and so on. In principle, students of the Scuola Normale have the right to receive, have the right to study without any cost. And this principle is the one that guides us also when the student wants to go abroad for study or for traineeship or for research purposes. That's why our grants are calculated to cover all the costs descending from travel, living, accommodation, and the students are completely dedicated to their study work. What to add? The Scuola Normale has a very strong welcome service, and students coming from abroad are helped in any bureaucratic step to obtain documents, for health insurance in Italy, and also to learn Italian language if they are not native speaking. So the Scuola Normale offers for free Italian language courses every year to all the students that want to attend them. Last but not least, the strict cooperation with the universities of Pisa and Florence is the reason why we are so we take so much care about the study programs abroad of our students. We have signed this year an agreement with the University of Pisa that we do hope will be signed also with the University of Florence to make possible for students at the Scuola Normale to move under exchange programs of the Scuola, having recognized activities carried out abroad, also on the second study program. I don't know if my time is enough. What I would like to say is just try if you think it's the case, because the community of the Scuola Normale is something very particular, maybe quite unique in the world. Good luck e buonasera.
Elisabetta, Augusto, really thank you very much for your last presentation. It was a long one, but students have been there. We are still 70 connections, so which is absolutely great. So my role now is to thank all the presenters, the 4 universities, the introducers. Many of you, dear students, will be with us tomorrow and the following days. You registered for several seminars. So I would say ci vediamo domani, arrivederci. Grazie alle università. And good night. Dinner time now. Thank you.
Buonasera.
Arrivederci a tutti.
Grazie.
Goodbye everybody.
Arrivederci, grazie.
Arrivederci.